Everyone, welcome. We are playing this. This is Enter the Matrix.
I have this for Xbox.
I had this for Xbox as well, and you know what? This is a classic example of a early 2000s game ported to the PC in a truly broken way and manner.
Was it good on Xbox, or was it just bad in general and got worse on PC?
It was functional on Xbox. See, early 2000s was a time when
It was a wasteland.
games like this and The Godfather, which I have done a partial playthrough on my channel. Oh my gosh, stop. Which I have done on my channel. Thanks. Was also a game that came out on PS2 and Xbox, and actually I think Xbox 360 at the time.
Oh, really?
Maybe later, I don't remember. But it was ported to the PC, and the PC was just a broken mess, much like this. Very haphazard.
Oh, sounds good.
So we're getting into a true treat here today, guys. There's no controller support.
Featured over an hour of original footage. Is this recorded for the game?
I think so.
Oh my gosh.
This won't be easy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now?
Thaddeus was my friend.
So it was
He
concurrent
never
with
used to
Matrix
drive.
Reloaded, but apparently it's its own thing. Oh my word.
We're gonna be ghosts because sexism.
Cool.
Why do you do that?
Do what?
Check your guns.
You never know.
You never
It's a
know.
program.
Wow, this.
They get loaded every
Whew.
time the exact same way.
Hume teaches us that no matter how many times you drop a stone and it falls to the floor,
This is good.
you
I
never
really
know
like
what'll
this.
happen the next time you drop it. It might fall to the floor, but then again it might float to the ceiling.
That's some good hair.
Closing time. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Guys, there's a crazy man running around in your lobby. Do you want to do something about it? How do I
Wow.
shoot this man?
Wow, this is.
Yeah.
How it's all of my Matrix fantasies come true. like this sounds like I'm playing it up, but holy crap, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's bad because just like the Matrix is such a thing that like any part of it immediately like gives you this feeling of wonder and magic, and this does, but it also gives you a feeling of, oh no.
You're not supposed.
Yeah, do we not have gun anymore? Did we run out of gun? Oh wow, this is.
Wow, it's just like Arkham Knight. Arkham City Asylum. Arkham Asylum. New tip, picking up firearms.
Batman flailing his arms crazily at 3 armed guards.
Okay. I found a way inside. Try the security door behind the clerk's desk.
Oh man, do we get to meet Smiths? I want Smiths. Wait, the second movie.
Oh my gosh, I did it.
Oh my word, it's the Matrix. Oh my gosh, dude. Yes. Oh man, we can't even fire a gun properly, but we can.
Oh, I just don't jump and it does it.
You kidding me?
Yeah. I was just jumping the whole time. Alright, so you ready?
I guess that makes sense. Makes it less confusing. Do 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 do
Dang it.
do.
There.
I need a gun.
Guard, over here, by the sorter.
Can you imagine?
You okay, buddy? You can't seem to find me. I could shoot him. But that just seems like a waste.
See, the Matrix movie was all about, there was so much going on in every scene. Even the background characters are completely confused. Oh,
Here we go.
he's coming.
Ready?
He's coming. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Woo!
Not at all what I wanted.
Doo doo. Doo doo doo.
I shot my single bullet on the wall.
Oh man.
Let's just beat the game.
Security had the
Yeah,
elevator
let's just
covered.
keep going. Security. Whoa. Oh my. Guns. Selecting fire. New tip.
Can I shoot weapons?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm gonna.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Nope. Don't wanna-
That's-
There it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It barely works.
Do anything.
Come on, take it out.
Tricks.
How do you take it out?
Video.
Yes.
That was a
Yes.
path of- Yo,
Someone.
it looks even worse.
See, what's funny is like this whole like cartwheeling thing while shooting is just completely cosmetic. Like this whole
Yeah.
crap doesn't need to be happening. But it's only because it was iconic in the movie.
It's
Peop-
so iconic that they could not do it.
I'm just moving my mouse. I'm just gonna go on the record.
Bullet time, you're dead. Well, yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for watching Enter the Matrix.
It's a good game. You should go out and buy it at your local GameStop.
Would you like to jack back in? Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're playing this. This is Suspicion of Murder, or Murder Without Escape. Technically, suspicionofmurder.com. Now, Ethan does not know what this is, do you?
Yeah, I've literally seen this, and that's about all I know. So I'm completely blind.
This is a game, like a browser game that was made around 2001. So at the advent of the internet, you know, coming out of the 90s, someone made this game called Murder Without Escape. In a lonely mansion, a murder happens during a family celebration. Immediately after the last scream, the butler enters the room, but he finds only the victim, strangled. How could the murderer escape? So we're gonna play this, okay?
So is this the Clue movie? Is this you have to find out which party guys did it?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's not very good.
Okay.
Half an hour ago, you received an unusual telephone call at the police station. The caller reported exactly that there had been a murder in the House of the Greys. Excitedly, sorry. In the same breath, however, the caller said that it cannot possibly have happened. You are now standing alone in front of the House of the Greys.
The rating is just spot on.
Yep. Actually, your boss, Inspector Paddocks, is usually responsible for things like this. What, murder? He would never let you investigate a murder, particularly since it's the first murder case in the area for years. But this evening, Paddocks was not there. He was visiting his parents-in-law in Cornwall, and it will take a few hours before he gets back, so you set out alone to track down a murderer. Enter the house.
Great.
All right, Ethan.
good.
I'm going to have you...
So good.
We're going to take turns reading different rooms, okay?
Okay. Is this my turn then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Library. A dead woman is lying on the floor. She is in her early 30s, slim, rather attractive. The scratch marks on her neck suggest that she was strangled.
You would ask her on a date if she wasn't dead.
I was gonna say something like that. I was like, she looks so nice if she wasn't dead. You remember Paddock's favorite saying, "You don't learn anything when you're talking. Let the others talk." I don't, it's not even that bad. It's just so weird.
You oddly enough, you remember Paddock's favorite saying, even though he never seemed to talk.
Yeah. You don't learn anything when you're talking. Let the others talk. Listen and observe. You must listen and observe. Oh my gosh.
Listen and observe. So,
Listen and observe.
which one should we do, Ethan?
We should examine the Bauda.
The dead woman is... Okay. You do not notice anything particular about the body. The deceased has nothing with her. Okay. Go to the drawing room?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
This is a great first sentence. All right. It's your turn.
Okay. You're in the drawing room. There are crackers on the table. And Gray. This is really... That's good. You know, that's really
Yeah.
when you are looking for a murderer, really the first thing you should notice in a room is where the crackers are.
Yeah.
Anne Gray, the sister of the lady of the house, stares at you in silence. A fire crackles in the fireplace in the background. Eat the crackers. Eat the freaking crackers. Sound effects? What?
I want them switched on. Okay.
All right. So, I guess we talk to the sister of the lady of the house.
Yeah. We'll just go back and forth. Oh, look, the GIF. Animated.
Oh my.
We'll just go back and forth on the different text pop-ups instead of room to room.
Okay.
Constable, I expect you to bring this grotesque charade to an end very quickly. The fact that no one in our family is the murderer. The fact that no one in our family is the murderer. The fact
when was that
that
established?
no one in our family is the murderer means that the crime can only have been committed by an outsider. Brilliant!
Woo you.
Case closed. Wu will confirm that for you. Therefore, you need not look here any further. What can you tell me about Mrs. Wilmore? Is there such a person that exists?
What? So who?
Constable, the murder of this Wilmore person is a dreadful thing.
Oh.
What? But I see no reason for you to bother me or my family with questions. Our good reputation is at stake. Therefore, do not bother me further. Rather, find out who the culprit is. Goodbye.
All right. Peace.
You have the ability to click on parts of the picture.
What?
Plus 2 points. You take a few crackers from the dish.
Oh, nice.
Is it really nice?
Totally.
Oh.
Oh, good job.
Should I...
Examine the body.
Do you think this is beneficial to do it like this?
Sure. A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so your footsteps echo on the marble floor. The floor does not have the same sparkle it used to in the grand old days, you know, when you were here before and totally saw that it had that. The antique wood of the banisters is also showing signs of age. That's nice.
Yeah. Woo.
Ooh.
Good evening, Sahib. What can Wu bring you? Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
What happened here this evening?
Okay, so we're going back and forth every text box then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I failed to do that last time.
Yes, you did, so
I did.
I got confused. Okay. Heard Mrs. Wilmore screaming. Wu then ran past Miss... Is he talking about himself in the third person?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Wu then ran past Mr. Gray in library, very fast, but there was only dead Mrs. Wilmore.
Wu was very fast from kitchen, then ran further. Could already see from dining room into drawing room. Murderer could not be gone. But murderer was gone. Wu not understand. Tell me something about who the deceased was.
That was Miss Wilmore. Sorry, if I've been saying Mrs. Whatever. Would not know more about her.
What do you know about the owner of the house? Mr. Wilbur Gray is owner of house. Good man. Give Wu job. Find Mr. Gray there in dining room. Wu indicates to right. Oh, amazing. Should we go dining room or upstairs?
Let's search the ground floor first.
Okay. Oh, that's Michael Carter. I actually know this.
That's great. All right, so is this mine text box then?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Oh man, it's the B-movie script all over again. This is the dining room. The table has been cleared, but the smell of dinner still hangs in the air. It smells like olives and death. No, wait. An older man is sitting at the table. He speaks to you. It's a good thing that you are here, Constable. It is simply dreadful. A murder under my own roof. The poor woman. Who's talking now?
Oh, that'll be like me. You're Wilbur Gray, the head of the house?
That is correct, and this is Michael Carter, my business partner. The man in the background just nods slightly without any hint of expression.
Michael Carter is a combination of Michael Athens and Ethan Carter.
Yes.
Yes.
So he is a ninja who went missing. Okay.
So therefore, a really good ninja.
If there's any way I can assist you in clearing up this dreadful crime.
Hi, Wilbur Gray. Good evening, Constable. How can I help you? Tell me a bit about the deceased.
Today was the first time I ever saw the poor thing. One of my relatives brought her. I'm afraid I cannot remember who didn't pay attention.
Where were you at the time of the murder? I was here in the dining room. Michael and I were playing dice, but today was not my lucky day. Sir, that is not a game you can play. So at the time of the murder, Mr. Carter was with you?
No, I was alone. Michael had just gone upstairs. I think he wanted to fetch a book.
So you were alone?
That is correct. That's literally, I just said that.
Yeah. And what happened then? I heard a scream, which then stopped suddenly. It came from the direction of the drawing room. I got up, ran over. Wu came out of the kitchen and ran past me. I'm not as fast as I used to be. Most of the others were already there before me. She lay dead on the floor. We didn't touch anything. Rather, we called the police immediately. Did I do this one already? Yeah. Okay, say goodbye. Michael Carter!
All right. Yes, what do you want from me?
Mr. Carter? Quite right, but you know that already. Oh, what a douche. what a
douche.
What a tall douche.
So will you wear your tall douche?
I'd like to know where you were at the time of the murder.
I was in the room and just in the process of looking for a book which I wanted to read. One which I would actually like to read now.
Can you tell me a bit about the deceased? No, I only saw her for the first time this evening. I'd like to know where you were at the time of the murder. I was in my room and just in the process of... Can you tell me a bit about the deceased? No, I only saw her for the first time this evening. All right, bye, guys. Take dice. Wait, you throw the dice and scroll double 6. Today's your lucky day. Wilbur Gray says, look as if you are having more luck than the constable and more luck than... whatever, don't care. Die.
Good job. Good. Okay. I guess the kitchen?
You enter the kitchen. The furnishings are old-fashioned. In the corner there is still an old cast-iron stove. It must be hard work cooking in here. Amanda! She looks at you expectantly, but doesn't say anything. Ask about Nadia Wilmore, the deceased. Poor Mrs. Wilmore, it is simply terrible. The parrot caws terrible in the background. You catch yourself as how her pronunciation surprises you. You had been expecting a difficult conversation in broken words, but Amanda speaks without an accent. What are you assuming?
Yeah, I was going to say, wow.
You ask yourself whether Inspector Paddox would have made the same mistake. A good policeman should never have preconceived ideas whilst on a case.
Good.
What, like a black woman's going to sound black?
Yeah,
what are you trying to...
I'm really confused at what, that's insinuating.
Did you know her? No, I didn't know her. Today was the first time that she was here. She didn't belong to this family, of that I'm certain. Tell me about Wilbur.
Be quiet, Gringo.
Mr. Wilbur is a good master. I've looked after him for a good many years now. Surely you don't believe he had anything to do with it. He could never.
Oh.
What time was dinner served? I served the dinner at 7 o'clock. Mr. Gray places a great deal of importance on punctuality. There is some roast beef left over. Would you like a piece? Take the roast beef.
Yum.
Oh, yeah. That looks like a... What is it? What is that? That looks like something. A certain kind of beef.
I don't know.
Oh, man. Seasoned beef. Oh. Okay. She laughs and says, oh, I know men are always hungry. She goes to the refrigerator, gets a thick slice of roast beef, and wraps it up for you. Thanks. You got any stuff for me? Can I kill the bird? Gringo wants a cracker. Use.
Polly wants a roast beef.
Gringo gets a cracker. Gringo takes the cracker skillfully with one claw, and Birdland looks at you expectantly. Talk to the parrot.
What?
Gringo is now in a good mood and starts chattering. We still need coal. We still need coal. Screech, this Wilmore person is a tart. I simply do not like her. When will dinner be ready, Amanda? Caw, dinner at 7. I don't know. It's true. I did see her today, but she didn't belong to the family. She never was here before. Perhaps Wu knows with whom she arrived. Wu is our butler. Okay, thanks.
Great. Wonderful.
Downstairs into the cellar.
Woo! You are in Woo the butler's room. It is small, stifling, and musty. A bare staircase leads upwards. A heavy wooden door appears to lead deeper into the cellar.
Open the wooden door.
The wooden door is old, and the lock is heavily rusted. The door handle will not budge, and you do not want to force it. It is so rusted it might easily break off. Open the wooden door. The wooden door is old, and the lock is heavily... The door handle will not budge, and you do not want to... Okay.
I guess we're going upstairs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait, let's make sure that... go to the library. Okay, so back here, there's only one way out. Okay, so upstairs. You are at the top of the staircase. There are 4 doors.
You're at the top of the staircase.
2 on either side, leading to our rooms. I'm surprised that I had an accent. I shouldn't be presuppositional.
He just starts walking around doing racist accents.
Let's go.
I wonder if Paddocks would have made the same mistake.
I would never know. He never talked. He only listened to me. We're gonna go top to bottom.
Oh man! You are in the deceased's bedroom. A deceased's bedroom. An empty suitcase lies in the corner. A few cosmetics stand on a small table. Some clothes are hanging in the wardrobe.
Search the room.
You search the room but find absolutely nothing at all. The pockets of the clothes in the closet are empty. The suitcase is empty. There are no books. The books are empty. No pieces of notepaper. The paper is empty. The cosmetics on the night table are all commonly found items. There is also a harmless sleeping drug. Ooh. No photos, no telephone numbers, no letters. Very strange. How can someone live so impersonally?
Well, she did just arrive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she literally walked in the door, so I'm not sure she's been here long.
Use beef.
What?
Okay. Examine the cosmetics.
2 lipsticks, some perfume, a mascara, powder and brush. Nothing suspicious. Small knife.
Small
Blood on the knife.
Blood on the knife. Blood on the beef. We seem to have the culprit.
You accidentally drip blood from the beef onto everything here. Oh my gosh. The sleeping drug seems to be the only halfway personal item here. Besides all the other stuff that's personal items. The name of the prescribing doctor is on the label. A fairly useless clue, and the handwriting is illegible anyways. I thought that said illegal. I was very confused. But it's the best clue so far, so you take the bottle with you. Wow, so we got sleeping drug now? Where'd the key come from?
You're not seeing this right now because it's not being shared, but I clicked look at bottle, and it says +5 points. As you inspect the yellow bottle more closely, you see a small key which someone has stuck underneath the bottle. You remove it.
Oh, okay.
No, don't use the beef again, please. Bit too raw for your taste. I think...
Right? Wait, you must say, why do we...
Look at key, modern, no name, nor is there a number on it. Okay.
All right. Oh, I saw it for a second. Okay. Shit.
Search the wardrobe.
Closet is made out of dark chestnut. You feel all the surfaces and knock in places. Closet is solid, no secret compartments. You feel all the surfaces.
Babe, can I feel your surfaces? You are in a bedroom. A few things are hanging disorderly in the closet.
Good for you.
A shirt lies over one of the chairs. John Carrington is here. Is he? Wow, he's here. Let's talk to this guy.
Okay. I love how...
Hey, buddy, how have you been? It's been a long time since the war.
I love how you walk in a room, it's like, oh, it's a bedroom, there's a shirt here. Oh, hey, John.
John Carrington, he's here. I had expected you earlier. Dreadful, simply dreadful what has happened. The young man is obviously nervous. Oh, let me reread that again then. I had expected you earlier. Dreadful, simply dreadful what has happened. Dreadful. What is your relationship with Wilbur Gray? We're lovers. He's my uncle. Same thing. Actually, this was supposed to be a little family get-together. But now, did you know the deceased? Nadia? Yes, her full name is Nadia Wilmore. I met her through a friend. Gross. She had the adjoining room. What can you tell me about the house and staff? The house is really quite old and has always been in the family. Just like Amanda, our cook. The butler, Woo, must be new. Today's the first time I ever saw him. That's something people are...
Yeah, like really saying a lot.
People are really saying this quite often.
Uh-huh. And
Use
this
beef.
guy
That's the
talks in
first
more
time I've ever
broken.
seen it.
This guy talks in more broken English than the cook, who he was expecting to speak in broken English.
What was your relationship with? She was a good acquaintance, that's all. But nevertheless, you brought her to a family celebration. It was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. Nothing special.
Nothing special, you say?
Let me look in your room. All right, room at the back on the right.
All
You
right.
are in a bedroom. Carl Langley.
This is me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good evening, Constable. My name is Carl Langley. I am a war comrade of Wilbur's. You want to question me about the murder, correct? You want me to question me?
No, bye. You can go right to hell, Carl Langley. You're the murderer.
You can go away.
Carl Langley, you are the murder.
He just shoots him. Bang.
Oh no, I'm the murderer. Did you know the deceased?
Miss Wilmore, I met her for the first time this evening. Dear Lord, everyone has. She seemed very pleasant company. I believe John brought her with him. Other than that, I'm afraid I can't tell you much about her.
Tell me a bit about Wilbur Gray.
Wilbur Gray, we have gay. I mean, what? Wilbur's an old comrade. He owns this magnificent house. Actually, there was supposed to be a family get-together this weekend. Isn't that what this is?
Wilbur and I have mutually shared gay feelings.
Gay feelings. Very strong mutual gay feelings.
Just met her. What can you tell me about Anne Gray?
Anne is Wilbur's sister. She is. Oh, I thought she is quite often was one sentence, and I got really confused. Anne is Wilbur's sister. She is quite often.
I saw that too. It's okay.
Yeah. She's quite often, how shall I put this, somewhat less friendly, but you shouldn't take that too seriously. She's actually very good-natured when you know how to deal with her.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait, I didn't check your room for diseases.
Ranking of a dis-
Room at the front on the right. You are in a bedroom. The furnishing is fairly rustic, but very homely. There is about a dozen small pillows lying on the bed. Wow.
There's about 3 dozen small pillows. But is this
There are
literally
36
it?
pillows on the bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a room of pillows
I
on the bed, and that
I
is
think
it.
no one's in here yet. So,
All right.
all right. Leave the house. You're in front of the house. Run over the shed. Oh.
All right. Since the last bedroom just had pillows, you can take the shed.
Okay. You are standing in front of the shed. Enter the shed. The dog jumps at you and is only restrained by his leash. He barks viciously. Well, lets you use...
The sleeping.
You pour the
on
sleeping drug onto the roast beef and throw it at the dog. He snaps
Yes.
greedily and swallows it whole. A short time later, he's asleep and snoring loudly. Enter the shed.
You
Bam.
stomp on his face.
I remember some of this stuff.
You're in an old shed. There are broken tools and junk everywhere. Old, old pieces of dilapidated furniture and the remains of a boat are also recognizable. There's a foul smell everywhere, which is only exceeded by the penetrating smell of oil.
Oil can. Take the oil can with you. Look at... Old-fashioned oil can is dirty, but the black liquid is on the outside of the can. And you can get oil on your fingers. A bit of the black liquid is on the outside of the can, and you can get oil on your fingers. Okay.
Lick oil.
Zork. Lick oil.
Jump oil can.
You are in the graveyard. There are several tombstones beneath the tree. The graves themselves are covered by the overhanging leaves and are not recognizable. Look at the tombstones. The writing on the stones is difficult to read. The first one says, "Here lies Lady Martha Gray, may she rest in peace." On the second one, you can only read the name Sir William Gray. The writing on the others is illegible.
Okay.
So we have the oil can. I think we need... Hi, gentlemen. We need to oil up the wooden door.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There you go. A few squirts of oil into the lock, handle, and door hinges. It works wonders. You turn the handle a little, oil it a second time, and the door opens. Wine cellar.
Woo!
Bam.
You are in a pitch black cellar. A lamp would be handy now.
Okay.
Good. I didn't really read that before I
there-
realized that was one sentence.
Found a lamp. Okay.
Did it. You're in a wine cellar. Thanks to the lamp, you can see everything clearly now. The rain is gone. There are a number of huge yes, yeah. Otherwise, there's nothing here. A dead end.
I know
Wow.
There's a secret passage in here.
Good.
Uh,
Good.
I actually know this. Spoilers. I don't know how to find it, though. Use? Well, geez, we're stuck. Let's
Yeah.
go... Wait, maybe Wu might know something? Does he have something new? Wait. What can Wu bling you? A vodka martini with an olive. I not have olives. Can I do anything else for you? Is that it? Wow, great.
Yep. That's good.
There's gotta be... John...
John.
What do you know, John?
John.
John! What do you... You called her a tart. She goes pale for a moment, but then catches herself again. I do not know what you're talking about, Constable. You watch her patiently. A man who told you that. Is that right? No, Gringo. Blah, blah, blah. What can you tell me?
She swallows once and says nothing.
Did you notice anything unusual? Here we go. Unusual? Perhaps you mean like this evening. I was in her room. I wanted to make her leave. She was standing on a chair and was fiddling with something on top of her wardrobe. Thanks!
Peace out.
Thanks.
She just finishes that sentence. You just go into a dead sprint.
Look on top of the closet. Before the edging at the top, you have a small wooden box. To see, so must have hit it there. Use the key. Oh, man! It fits. The box opens. There are 2 passports lying inside.
Yes, we can go to China now.
Look at passport. 2 passports, a Russian one in the name of Nadia Vinch, and an English one in the name of Nadia Wilmore. The photos of both of them are deceased. It looks as if she had something to hide.
Oh no.
Okay. Casket is empty. There's nothing else inside. All right. John Carrington, what do you know?
Then there's a Canadian passport saying Nadja A.
Use?
Russian passports? My God. You look at him inquiringly. He swallows and begins to explain. An acquaintance introduced Nadja to me. I had gambling debts at the time which I could not pay. A short time later, Nadja came and said that she had paid off my debts.
And then?
Later, she insisted that I bring her to this family get-together. I don't know why. At first, I thought she wanted to blackmail me. I developed missiles for a munitions company. This is clue. But I'm not the only one in the family who is of interest to the Russians. Carl works for the Ministry of Defense, and Wilbur knows many high-ranking officers. My God, that is a clue. What have I done?
So it seems like you all work for the government.
Yeah. Is there anyone here who doesn't work for the government?
All right. Carl, what do you got?
Sup, Carl?
Lowercase you work for the Ministry of Defense. Ah, yes. Who told you that? John Carrington. Oh, I see. My work at the ministry. Well, that's not. That's not what I asked you. It's highly classified, so please keep it to yourself. Passports.
Great.
I'm sorry, but I cannot help you further.
All right.
Ask whether everyone was punctual.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Well, then that's
Why did you include that?
new dialogue options that are completely useless. Yay.
Well, huge old balls.
Man, big dangling balls. This sucks.
Man, huge, fat, dangling, hairy, big balls.
I have no idea what to do now.
Things I can click on. What is this? Do you see this?
Wait, what?
Do you see this, like, EG this thing?
Oh, yeah.
I can't make it go away. Okay, good. You work for the ministry, but you won't tell me about it. Do you have a suspicion as to who might have murdered Miss Wilmore? You suspect Anne. Okay. Carl suspects Anne.
Okay, I looked up a walkthrough. I know what to do.
No.
The problem is we would never figure it out unless we sat here for like 2 hours. You know, want to know what we have to do? Or what, like, one of the things we can do is that makes something happen.
Does it involve items or clicking on the screen?
Well, I mean, everything does.
Well,
Really, when you
I
think
mean,
about it.
not dialogue unlocking.
Right, not dialogue.
Okay.
I don't know what it does, but I know that it's a thing that we can do, and we have to just.
Give me a small hint.
It's not one of our items. It's an item on a screen,
Okay, so
and it's in the house.
Okay, so it's something I have to find. Michael Carter, Wilbur Gray. Wait. Dice. You throw the dice. I got them. Further.
Yep, that's what it was.
Oh
that's all
my
I know.
gosh! Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Michael
So that's
Carter.
all I know. Now that's
Michael
all.
Carter.
That's what I looked at.
Hey, look at you. You look nice.
Hey, why are you so tall?
Yes. What do you want from me?
Say goodbye.
I'll let you do this,
All right.
Mr. Carter.
Quite right, but you know that already.
Okay. Blah
I
blah blah.
was in my room.
So really, I just needed to get Michael Carter away from Wilbur, right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to do.
Oh, here we go. So at the time of the murder, Mr. Carter was with you? No, I was alone. You just gone to fetch a book. And what happened then?
All right.
Okay, this is all the same.
What? There was. Okay, lucky day. Lucky day. Yeah.
Well, look at dice.
Uh-oh.
You inspect the dice more closely. They've been tampered with. Okay. So, today's not your lucky day. Use. Here, you read.
All right. Carter swallows as you show him the dice and point to the 1. But Constable, that was just for a bit of fun. Okay, we were playing for money, but of course I would have given it back to him.
Of course
I
you
always-
would have.
Yeah.
I always thought that business partners should be able to trust one another.
Yes, of course, and that's why I would be grateful if you didn't say anything to Wilbur about this.
Then you'll just have to be a bit more cooperative than you have up until now.
Certainly, what would you like to know?
What can you tell me about the deceased? I've never met her. This was the first time I've seen her. Where were you at the time of the murder? Okay, blah, blah, blah. What do you know about Wu the butler? Comes from Asia. What line of business are you, Mr. Gray, in? Racehorses.
We sell what? Racehorses, train, sell them again. Would we do it otherwise?
Tell me a bit about the house. Ooh.
It is really quite old, and the family has owned it for several generations. Has been altered several times. Maybe this will interest you. There might be some secret passages. This is freaking clue. I once followed closely behind Jeeves, Wu's predecessor, into the cellar to fetch some wine, but Jeeves was no longer down there. Pretty scary. The only explanation is that there must be another exit. We never saw Jeeves again. There's a weird smell down there.
Reminds me of this one time I killed a man and let his body rot. It smelled extremely similar.
Yeah. It smelled pretty much the same.
Wait, where?
Never saw him again either.
Into the wine cellar. Yep, just like I said.
Yep.
We just don't have that hot link activated yet. Go into the dining room, into the kitchen, into the cellar, into the wine cellar. Search for a secret passage. You tap all over. The walls are thick, and the wine cask sounds suspiciously hollow. Enter the secret passageway.
You were in a very small room. There's dirt on the floor. So Carter was right. There really are secret passageways in this house. That explains how the murderer could escape.
You are in a very small room. Your sense of direction tells you it must lie directly behind the library. Wow. There are ladders leading up and down.
Climb up higher. Yeah. You were in a very small room. Sense of directions behind the deceased bedroom. There's a ladder going down.
So she was killed here, and then the guy either went up or down.
Right. So,
Are you looking at the walkthrough?
go look at the cellar again. Apparently, we missed something in the cellar.
Okay, don't tell me what it is. I'm just going to check it out. Alright, so cellar. Secret passageway.
Ah, there we go.
A few leaves are lying in the floor. You pick one up and it's still wet. Whoever came through here had been in the garden shortly before. Okay. Look at. You hold a large red maple leaf in your hand. You have seen that somewhere before, and it wasn't during a walk in the forest yesterday. Wow, good dialogue.
Oh, great.
Hall,
Right.
leave, shed,
So
graveyard.
that's probably the graveyard then. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Leaf must have come from here. The murderer was looking for something here, but then again, perhaps not. Perhaps he hid something. You search among the leaves, cut the ground, discover someone has hidden a large envelope here. Look at.
Oh.
A large envelope addressed to the Ministry of Defense. Inside you find construction plans. The document is scattered with abbreviations that you're not familiar with. However, the large band across the report is clear. Top secret for authorized personnel only. Look at it. Look at it. Open it up. All right.
All right.
Carl.
So that was Wilbur? Carl? Carl.
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 Look. All right, Ethan.
Ooh. Carl Langley swallows as you show him the file.
You don't work for the Ministry of Defense, Mr. Gray. Then surely don't you work for the Ministry of Defense, Mr. Gray?
Like what?
Then surely you can explain to me where this file comes from.
Constable, I don't know how the file got here.
But it is from your ministry.
It must have been stolen. Why would I want to hide my own file in the graveyard?
I didn't say where I got the file from. How did you know that it was the graveyard?
Oh.
Oh. We went from like 77 points all the way to 102.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Constable.
Okay. Yeah.
Mrs.
Wait, no.
Wait.
Yeah, you go.
Mrs. Wilmore / Vinch was blackmailing you, isn't that correct? She wanted this file. In fact, you wanted to give it to her, but then you changed your mind.
She mocked me. And then suddenly she was lying dead on the floor. And I could hear people coming. So I quickly fled into the secret passageway. And I hid the file so that no one would find it in my room.
Congratulations, Constable. You solved the case. Inspector Paddocks will be proud of you. Did you like the case? Then tell your friends. Send them a postcard. Do you want to get a mail where more cases are published? Then subscribe to our mailing list. Wow. So thanks, guys, for watching Suspicion of Murder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go into a career of criminal psychology. So, yeah. I think we did pretty good.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're playing this. This is Counter-Strike Go. It's a brand new game from Valve.
So-
We probably won't play it very long because neither of us are big Counter-Strike fans. But we've never
Yeah.
played it.
We've never played this game, but neither one of us are very good at it.
Yeah.
Counter Terrace?
Counter-Terrorists.
Okay.
Like, I can't join.
What the heck?
Oh my gosh.
Ha! Got him.
Ethan, this game's broken. Alright, well, we're trying a different map. Because the last one I couldn't join. So this is match number 2 ever.
Terrace. Alright.
Good.
So,
Alright, let's kill people.
let's do it.
Oh my gosh, I'm really bad at this. I need to lower my swansativity. SMGs, MP7. What? Bad video game. Rifles, AK-47.
Wish we could just hop in a normal match with TF2 without having weird people.
You know, I really don't like this game.
Really?
Yeah, I
Are you
don't.
crouching to shoot and everything?
Yeah, I don't enjoy this game.
Maybe you just suck.
I do.
Or maybe
That's part of the
your
reason
fault.
I don't like it. It's like, okay, you get in a fight. You win, but you have 20 health left. You will lose your next fight. That's what the video game is, Ethan. That's what this
No.
video game is. I'm gonna play
No,
this
it's-
game and also be really mad while I do it. Okay.
Ugh,
Oh my
Man.
gosh, we won because of me.
we did it.
I got a
Wow.
little bit of XP.
You were on the bottom. Oh, you should scream every time you die.
That's a decent idea.
And kills. Kills and deaths.
For both?
I don't know. Just in case.
That's too much to ask. Where are the health packs?
Frick. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen the health packs around here?
Where are the health packs? Why isn't my shield coming back? Ah!
That's good. I want to make a game, like Star Wall or whatever, where you have to. It's like a very simple idea of you just have to hit the people in their belly or whatever it is.
What?
Have you seen that? Yeah. Anyways, I mean, that's
Yeah, what? Ah! Ah!
you can only win by shooting other people in the crotch.
Ah!
How's it going over there?
I'm not doing too bad, man. I'm doing better than you are. Where are the enemies that I can kill with my gun? Where are the enemies I can kill with my weapon?
I see buildings of blue.
Buildings of tan. And I think to myself, ah!
I think to myself.
Ah! I just need the adrenaline rushing through my system in order to be successful.
I don't know if it's the internet or if you.
Ah!
God.
I'm not
Ah,
going to
frick.
argue with anybody that says that I'm doing a horrible job, because I know that I'm
What?
doing a great job. I know that I'm... Ah!
Dear Lord.
You wanted me to do this, so I'm doing it.
I think the internet cuts out a little bit, so I can't totally hear all your sentences, but the screams are good.
Ah!
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, you're doing a great job.
Splatterman plus a little baby.
What?
Ah! Oh, hi guys. Hey, you almost did. My voice is nearly gone.
Yeah.
You wanna kill some terrorists?
Oh, I almost got him midair.
Ah!
You were a beautiful human being.
Good thing I don't live underneath old people.
Oh yeah, that would be yeah. That was a good one.
Oh, good shot. 30 seconds left. Praise God. No! I can hear the reverberation go through my piano.
Totally hear what you said. You know what we could do? If we
I'm
just
really
wanna
good
have
at
some
this
fun?
game. Thanks, everybody, for watching
The new game.
the new game plus. Bye.